So this is Oukitel WP56. And honestly, this thing is a tank. If you thought the WP210 was big, which I just finished a video on, you can check it out if you're interested. Wait until you see this one. It tips the scale at over 500 grams, which is literally heavier than some small tablets. But hey, that's the price you pay when you're carrying a 16,000 milliamp battery inside your phone. That's not a typo, 16,000. And it doesn't stop there. You also get a Dimensity 7050 processor, a 6.8 inch Full HD Plus 120Hz display, a 108 megapixel camera, and of course the gigantic camera light on the back. Oh my god! Wow! I can literally use it as my, main light when I'm shooting in a dark scene like this. But we'll get to that in a second. Now, start with unboxing. Unboxing is straightforward. Inside the box, you got the phone itself. Oh man, this is a gigantic, thick phone. Some paperwork, a USB-C to USB-C cable, and a 45 watts charger. Nothing too fancy, but hey, it gets the job done. The moment you pick up the WP55, you can feel this in your everyday phone. It's chunky, it's rugged, it's got that built to survive anything vibe. And for once, I mean literally anything. Let's take a little design tour. On the top, we have the vent hole. On the left side, we've got the same TIFF card slot. You can just pull out by hand. And yes, it supports SD card expansion, which I haven't seen in a phone for years. You'll also notice the waterproof rubber gasket on the same tray. Down below, there is a customizable smart key that can be assigned to different functions for single, double, or long presses. On the right side, we have the volume rocker and power key. On the bottom, there is a lanyard hole. Why? Well, thinking about this phone's weight, over 500 grams. How clever is that design? When you get tired of holding it, you can just hang it around your neck. Jokes aside, what I really love is the back. This is where the WP56 really sets itself apart. Forget the cameras for a second. The star of the show is this massive camping light. I'm not joking, it's bright enough to light up an entire room or a campsite. You've got multiple brightness levels and modes, including an SOS mode. So whether you are working at night, dealing with a blackout, or even running into some dicey situations, this thing is an absolute lifesaver. Honestly, most rugged phones have a tiny flashlight, which is just but here, Oukitel basically slapped a high-power torch on the back and said, "You'll thank us later." And yes, I already do. Also on the back, you'll find the 108 megapixel main camera setup along with secondary lenses plus a loud rear-facing speaker. That speaker can hit up to 3 watts, which is way louder than most phones I've tested. Perfect if you're outdoors and just need the volume over fidelity. The phone comes in black and red, and while it's definitely bulky, it's not ugly. It's more industrial tough than sleek business. But hey, that's the whole point. Of course, rugged means it can handle abuse. The WP56 has IP68 and IP69K water dust resistance, plus military standard 810H certification. Translation? Drops, splashes, dust storms, all the good stuff, it can take it. And let's not forget that backlight isn't just for show. For anyone who spends time camping, hiking, fishing, or working outdoors at night, this feature alone could make the phone worth it. It's the kind of detail you never knew you needed until you have it. Now, the other headline feature, the 16,000 milliamp battery. This thing is a beast. With the light use, you could probably go almost a week without charging. Even with the GPS, video, and heavy use, you still get multiple days. Charging isn't super fast because, well, physics. But with the 45 watts charging, it takes around 4 to 5 hours to top up from 0 to 4. Yeah, that's long, but remember, you are charging a literal power station in your pocket. And speaking of that, it supports 80 watts reverse charging, so you can use the WP56 as a power bank for your other devices. The 6.8-inch display is decent, Full HD+, 120Hz, Gorilla Glass 5. It's bright enough indoors, but outdoors under direct sunlight at about 550 nits, it struggles a bit. That's kind of expected in this category. Anyway, let me show you how it looks while playing some videos. The rear 3-watt speaker is surprisingly loud, way louder than most phones. It can reach up to 120 decibels according to some tests. And surprisingly, the quality is good. I like it. Sounds well-rounded and the vocals are really clear. It works fine for podcasts, calls, or blasting music outdoors. Let's give it a listen. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. Cameras on rugged phones usually don't impress, but Oukitel is trying here. The 108 megapixel main camera actually takes decent shots in good lighting, sharp, detailed, nice colors. Zoom in too much or shoot in low light and you see noise and blurry, but still, for a rugged device, it's above the average. You also get a 32 megapixel selfie camera, which is good for video calls and selfies. Though again, low light could be better. Video recording tops out at 4K 30 fps, which looks okay, but not buttery smooth. Let's just say it's good enough for capturing the moment rather than cinematic footage. The phone runs on the MediaTek Dimensity 7050, paired with 12 gigs of RAM, expandable virtual to 36 gigabytes, and 512 gigs of storage, which you can expand further with the microSD card. That's plenty for photos, videos, maps, or even storing movies for a long trip. Performance is solid for everyday tasks and even mid-range gaming. It's not a flagship processor, but it doesn't need to be. This is a workforce phone and it handles itself well. It comes with Android 15 and I love that the software is pretty clean. No unnecessary bloat, just straightforward Android with a few Oukitel tweaks. So what do I think of the Oukitel WP56? This is not a phone for everyone. It's huge, it's heavy, and you won't be slipping it into skinny jeans. But for people who need a phone that doubles as a survival tool, it's awesome. I just list some of the pros and cons here so you can see what you are getting. If you are into camping, outdoor work, or just want the peace of mind of carrying a phone that won't die after the day, the Oukitel WP56 might be the rugged phone you've been waiting for. Personally, whenever I go camping or do outdoor activities, this thing is a must-have. With it, I just feel so safe. That's the video. Thanks for watching. I'm Sammy and see you in the next one. Bye bye.